Welcome to a brand new chapter of your life, the personal year one in numerology. After a year of endings and release, the universe hands you a blank page and you hold the pen. So, this is the year of new beginnings, bold moves, and self leadership. Whether you're launching a passion project or entering a new relationship or rediscovering your identity, the energy of the year one is pushing you to step up and own your power. It's ruled by the sun. This year is all about visibility, courage, and becoming the main character of your story. No more playing small. It's time to lead, to shine, and take charge of your destiny. So get ready to rise. Let's dive into what personal year one means for you and how to make the most of this powerful new start. So this video will go in a few parts. The first part is the intro. This is where I will explain what is associated with that sun energy and what that's going to bring to your personal life, and how will the world get affected on a global scale. How will it affect, what industries actually get affected, which ones will benefit. Then I will go over how to calculate your personal year, and then we'll go over each year from 1 to 9. So before we begin, please comment below what is your personal year going to be in 2026 and what you're looking forward to. So 2026, when you add the digits together, 2 plus a 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals a 10, which is when you break it down to an individual number, a single digit, it's a 1. So the sun's association with number 1 in numerology and its influence on 2026 as a universal year one. The sun's influence on year one in numerology is directly ruled by the sun. This connection brings immense energy, vitality, and a sense of purpose to anyone experiencing the 1 year cycle. The sun. It's the center of our solar system, symbolizing the self, leadership, and personal identity. Just as the sun governs the sky, year one encourages us to take control of our own lives and to shine brightly. The sun has always been a symbol of power, authority, and leadership. It sits at the heart of the universe, shining its light on all of us. Year one, much like the sun, urges you to take charge of your own destiny. You may feel a heightened desire for independence and the courage to take bold, confident decisions. If you're ever felt pulled to take steps backwards, this is the time to step into your own light. Year one gives you the power to do so. It's the time to assert yourself, to claim your space, and to lead from the front. Now, the sun's light brings life to everything it touches, much like year one brings fresh starts and new beginnings. In year one, the energy of the sun invites you to create. It's a time for new projects, goals, and ambitions. Just like the first day of spring, it's about planting seeds for the future, laying down the foundation for what you'll be building for the coming years. Now, if you've been waiting for the right time to start something important, year one gives you that opportunity. Now, the sun is the symbol of self-expression, willpower, and ego. It represents the core self, the part of you that wants to be seen and known. So during this year one, expect to feel a strong desire to express who you are without any inhibitions. Now, this is a time for empowerment, where your vision and purpose becomes clear. It's an ideal year to break free from old habits and to embrace your true self, flaws and all. Now, as the sun burns brightly, so does your willpower, urging you to step into the future with bold confidence. The sun brings clarity and vision, dispelling the darkness of confusion. Now, in year one, this energy manifests as a time of clear direction. You'll have an easier time understanding what you truly desire out of your life and what you're meant to achieve. There's no room for confusion. The light of the sun will help guide your path. It's a time of focus where you can remove distractions and devote your energy to what truly matters to you. Now, just as the sun represents ego, this can sometimes be a double-edged sword. While it's important to have confidence and self-worth, it's also a risk of becoming too self-centered or arrogant. In year one, it's crucial to balance self-expression with humility. Now, the goal is to be authentic and to be empowered, but not at the expense of other people. Now, the healthy ego is the one that shines without overshadowing. So that's you on a personal level. Now, what does this mean for the world? In 2026, the entire planet enters a cosmic reset. We shed the lessons and endings of Universal Year 9 and step into a cycle that favors bold decisions, trailblazers, and fresh starts. So, what can we expect to see? We can see new leaderships rising, political, social, and spiritual. You'll see a lot of new startups and innovations will definitely boom. Solar and clean energy will also take center stage, and old systems will collapse to make room for what's next. So, how will this universal year one impact industries and sectors that align with the sun energy, which is about leadership, creativity, vitality, visibility, self expression, innovation, and personal power? So, the industries more likely to thrive will be in the leadership and personal branding. So, such as coaching, mentorship, personal branding, influencers, motivational speakers, and self development. Anything to do with ego, leadership, and anything that demands spotlight. Now, if you are launching your personal brands, great time for that. Other industries will be health, wellness, and vitality. And why is that? Because the sun governs vitality and your immunity and overall health. This increases the attention on staying energized, strong, and youthful. Industries to do with film, music, theater, art, design, fashion, publishing, and storytelling, especially autobiographies, memoirs, hero journeys. And this is because sun rules creativity, drama, and performance. People are drawn to self expression and platforms that allow your voice to be heard. Other sectors would be entrepreneurship and startups, especially ones with charismatic founders or bold missions, solarpreneurships, freelancers, small business growth platforms, and this is because number one energy is about starting something new. Impact a surge of new business registrations will also be happening, especially individually led ventures that highlight independence and originality. Other sectors will be in government, politics, and leadership. So you might see political campaigns and movements, leadership training in corporations and government sectors, civic tech, and also policy reform think tanks will also be happening. This is because the sun symbolizes kingship, authority, and public leadership. Power dynamics may shift with new leadership emerging globally. Other sectors would be the luxury and prestige markets. So, luxury brands and designer labels, high end real estate, and gold, precious metals. Anything to do with status symbols such as high luxury and cars, bags and wallets, the elite clubs. And this is because the sun is tied to royalty, pride, and prestige. Consumers may lean toward bold, expressive luxury items. Other sectors to benefit would be the educational and skill building sectors. So, leadership development programs, innovation focused courses such as AI, personal mastery, and future tech. Also, creative workshops, storytelling, public speaking, digital art will also be at a peak here because sun rules intelligence, awareness, and enlightenment. So, 2026 will inspire people to invest in themselves and to learn new skills that align with their identity. So, now that we have an understanding what this year one represents, let's figure out what your personal year number is. And this is how we do this. First, what we do is we take your date of birth. So you take your day and your month. We're just looking at your day and your month. So take your day plus your month and plus 1 because 2026 equals a 1. So we're just taking the day plus the month plus 1. That will give you your personal year for the year of 2026. And in this video, I cover all of the personal years from 1 to 9. So do watch your video so you'll know how you'll be impacted in this year of 2026. And don't forget to forward it to your friends and family so they can also take benefit from this video. And don't forget to comment below what is your personal year and what you're hoping to achieve in this year of one. So now I'll be moving forward to each personal year from 1 to 9. Hello and welcome to Tina, and welcome to your complete and detailed horoscope for people with personal year 1 in 2026. I'll be covering the full spectrum of love, career, finances, health, spiritual growth, family, home life, social circles, and personal development. And then I'll break it down into your monthly horoscope. So, personal year 1 marks the beginning of a new 9-year cycle in your life. It's about fresh starts, bold choices, reclaiming your independence, and realigning with your personal power. So, think of this year as a cosmic New Year's resolution, but at the soul level. Now, let's look at love and relationships. Now, if you're single in 2026, this is the prime year to meet someone new. You're radiating fresh, magnetic energy that attracts partners who reflect the next version of you, not the old story. Look out for someone different from your usual type. They could surprise you. Now, in a relationship, dynamics may shift. You may crave new freedom, clarity, and autonomy. Now, if your relationship has already stagnated, this year brings renewal or even release. So be honest about your desires. The relationship will either grow stronger through honest communication or part ways to make room for something better. Now, the themes for your relationships would be independence within intimacy. Avoid controlling partners and don't play small to keep the peace. Now let's look at career and purpose. Now this is your year to shine, whether it's promotion, new job, business launch, or complete reinvention. Career breakthroughs are in the stars. Now you'll feel a strong inner push to align with whatever truly lights you up. Now, startups, leadership roles, creative ventures, or becoming your own boss are all very favored right now. So say yes to these opportunities that scare you just a little. So growth lies on the other side of your fear. Remember that always. So don't forget to be proactive. Don't wait for validation or permission. This is your year to make the first move. Moving on to money and finances. Now, financially, this is a planting year, not a harvesting year. So you may not see huge profits immediately, but this is the time to build a foundation for long-term wealth. New income streams, smarter budgeting, or entrepreneurial investments that is definitely encouraged in this year 1. So watch impulsive spending though. The year 1 energy can be bold, so don't burn through your cash chasing very shiny objects. So the smart thing to do is to think long term, build systems, save regularly, and stay strategic. Now, moving on to health and vitality. Your physical energy surges this year, but it needs direction. So this is the perfect year to commit to a fitness routine, shift your eating habits, or address long-standing health issues. Now, if you've been neglecting your body during emotional times, like in the last year 9, which I know is difficult, now is your time to reconnect with it. Watch out for headaches, blood pressure, burnout. The year 1 is the head, so give yourself mental breaks. Avoid overthinking. Choose exercises that empower you, such as boxing, running, strength training, or even martial arts can be great choices this year. Now, moving on to spirituality and inner growth. This is the year for spiritual self-definition. You may begin questioning long-held beliefs or even break away from your collective ideologies. You're being called to hear your own inner voice, and that might mean spending more time in solitude or spiritual exploration. Now, this is the perfect year to begin meditation. Start journaling your dreams or your innovative hits. Follow your personal sense of truth, even if it's different from others. So your mantra should be, I am my own guide. Now moving on to family and home life. Family dynamics may shift as you prioritize your own path. Now, some family members may not understand that you need this change, but don't let that guilt trip pull you backwards. You may want to move, renovate, or reassess and reassert your boundaries at home that support your personal growth. So you've been the go-getter for others. This year teaches you to say no without any apologies. You're building your own life now, not living for others. Now, moving on to friendships and social life. So, expect to outgrow certain friendships. People from your past cycles may fade naturally, especially if they don't support your evolution. So, don't force any old connections to fit into your new identity. At the same time, new friendships may blossom, especially with those who are pioneering, entrepreneurial, spiritual, or inspiring. You're calling to your soul tribe now. So don't be afraid to walk alone for a while. The right people will find you as you walk your truth. So remember, year one, you're becoming who you're meant to be. This is a year of reinvention. Whether you change your appearance, your mindset, your name, your direction, you're stepping into the next level of identity. That's the perfect year to start therapy or coaching, learn a new skill, return to school, begin writing your book, or launch your brand. You're rewriting your personal story. Choose a version of yourself that's exciting for you to meet. And the perfect affirmation would be, I am the author of my own new beginning. So, key dates for personal year one in 2026. January to March, it's a restless energy and a desire to change and shake things up. April to June, major opportunities for turning points appear, especially around career and relationships. When we're looking at July to August, this is a time to be bold. Be really decisive in your decision making. From September to October, reevaluate your process and reset your strategy. And November through December, begin seeing the early results of your choices. Solidify the foundation for your new path. Now let's look at each month individually. Beginning with January. Now, the theme of January is cooperation, balance, and emotional awareness. After the excitement of stepping into a new 9-year cycle, January invites you to slow down. This month focuses on partnerships, diplomacy, and nurturing your emotional intelligence. You may feel more sensitive than usual. This is very necessary to strengthen your bonds and to recognize who belongs in your new chapter. So, decisions made now benefit from intuition and collaboration rather than force. Moving on to February. Now, the theme of February would be expression, joy, and social flow. It's a time to come out of your shell. February brings a playful and expressive vibe that encourages creative pursuits, fun interactions, and self expression. So say yes to social invites, start journaling, and explore a creative project. Your words carry power now, so use them to uplift and to inspire. Just be mindful of scattering your energy too thin. Moving on to March, the theme of March is structure, stability, and planning. Now, March grounds you. It's a time to get serious about your goals and to start building solid foundations, whether it's financial plans, a business structure, or personal health routine. This month rewards discipline and organization, so you may need to put in extra effort behind the scenes, but it will pay off long term. Moving on to April. April, the theme is change, freedom, and movement. Now, expect the unexpected. April shakes things up and tests your adaptability. You might even feel restless or crave more variety, travel, or excitement. So go with the flow, but avoid reckless decisions. Now, this is a month for breaking old patterns, experimenting with new direction, and giving yourself space to breathe. Now, moving on to May. Now, the theme of May is responsibility, family, and emotional commitment. May draws your attention to matters of the heart and home. You may be called to support loved ones, address relationship dynamics, or tend to domestic affairs. It's a great time to repair emotional connections and create harmony, but don't lose yourself in other people's needs. Balance service with self-care. Now moving on to June. The theme of the month is inner wisdom, reflection, and spiritual growth. Now, June is quiet, but peaceful and powerful. It's a month of pause, reflect, and reconnect with your inner compass. You may feel drawn to spiritual practices, to studying, to introspection. If things slow down externally, trust that internal process is also happening. Give yourself permission to step back and recalibrate your purpose. Moving on to July. Now, July is all about ambition, power, and financial focus. July brings momentum and energy for achievement, leadership, and material success. Now, if you've been laying the foundations, this is the month to step up. You may gain recognition, take bold actions in career, or make major financial decisions in your financial situation as well. Just ensure your power is used wisely. Karma is strong this month. Now, moving on to August. August is a time for endings, release, and emotional closure. As you approach the peak of your personal year one, August nudges you to let go of what's outdated. So, be it habits, relationships, or old stories, emotional releases can feel heavy but necessary. So, this is a spiritual cleanse. Clear the clutter to make space for what's aligning with your evolving self. Moving on to September. September is all about bold beginnings and new leadership. This is your power month, personal year one with personal month one. So it's a double dose of new beginnings, self leadership, and the pioneering energy. So take the leap, launch your idea, step into the next level. What you begin now starts the tone for the years to come. So believe in yourself and act with courage. Now, moving on to October. The theme here is intuition, sensitivity, and spiritual alignment. Now, after September's boldness, October softens things up. You may experience heightened intuition and synchronicities. Relationships and emotional matters also take center stage again. This is the master number 11 month, urging you to trust your inner voice and align with your higher purpose rather than forcing external outcomes. Now, moving on to November. November is all about expression, expansion, and creative flow. Time to share your light again, whether it's speaking, writing, teaching, or creating. November encourages authentic expression. You may find joy through travel, art, or laughter. So just watch for distractions. Focus your energies towards meaningful connections and projects. Now, moving on to the final month of December. This is foundations, focus, and long-term vision. The year ends on a stabilizing note. December is perfect for wrapping things up for the year with intuition, intention, and planning for what's next. So focus on structure, discipline, and tying up loose ends. It's a month to get real about your goals and to lay bricks for the next powerful year ahead, your personal year two. So for those of you who are going through their personal year one in 2026, the universe is handing you the pen. This is your year to start fresh and write chapter one of a new life cycle. Be fearless, be focused, be intentional. Because what you begin in 2026 won't just shape your year, it will echo through the rest of your decade. So comment below what you're looking forward to in your personal year one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching today. Hello and welcome to Astro Tina. Welcome to your complete and detailed yearly and monthly personal year two horoscope, covering every major area of your life. If 2025 was a year of endings and 2026 is the bold beginning of a new cycle for the world at large. Now, a personal year two is your moment to slow down, to connect, to align, and build trust with yourself and with others. This is a year of divine timing, emotional intelligence, and partnerships. You're no longer rushing ahead. You're tuning into the whispers behind the noise. Personal year two is ruled by the moon. So this brings a more sensitive, more caring, more emotional energy for the year. Now, let's look at areas of love and romance. Now, if you're single, love enters softly this year, not with a bang, but with a whisper. So you may meet someone through mutual connection, work setting, or shared interest. Now, what starts off as friendship could turn into something deeper by mid-year. Now, if you're already in a relationship, 2026 is the year of deepening intimacy, compromise, and emotional truth. You'll crave tenderness, quality time, and heartfelt conversations. If cracks appear, use empathy and communication rather than force to heal them. Now, the theme would be emotional alignment. The focus isn't on passion or fireworks, it's on presence, loyalty, and emotional safety. Now, moving on to career and purpose. You may not be in the spotlight this year, but that's okay. This is a time for behind the scenes progress and teamwork and building relationships that will support you long term. So, collaborations, mentorship, partnerships are all favored. It's a year to nurture your professional network, refine your skills, and align rather than rush. Now, if you're job hunting, look for companies or roles that value emotional intelligence, people skills, and cooperation. This year, you're laying down roots. Focus on stability, diplomacy, and harmony. Moving on to money and finances. Now, this isn't a year of big financial leaps, but of slow, steady growth. You may not see explosive gains, but you're building the financial foundation of security this year. Shared resources, joint investments, or financial support through partnerships may play a role. You're learning how to trust the process, plan ahead, and save wisely. Now, smart strategies would be to avoid impulsive financial decisions. Focus on budgeting, small investments, and collaborative ventures. Let's move on to health and your vitality. Now, your energy may feel more sensitive or inward this year because 2 is ruled by the moon. You'll be more in touch with your body's emotional signals, and this is the time to listen. Your nervous system regulation is key. Prioritize sleep, hydration, gentle exercise like yoga, walking, swimming, and emotional wellness. What you need to watch out for is stress-induced symptoms, hormonal imbalances, or digestive sensitivity. Now, best practices would be to create daily calming rituals such as tea time, music, meditation, journaling, therapy. Softness is the medicine in year 2. Now moving on to spirituality and inner growth. Now 2026 teaches you patience, intuition, and divine surrender. You may feel pulled towards spiritual tools like tarot, astrology, sound healing, or sacred femininity. You're learning to feel your way forward, not push. This is a year for developing your intuition, trusting signs and synchronicities, practicing compassion for yourself and for others, embracing the idea that stillness is powerful. So your mantra should be, I trust the unfolding. Now moving on to family and home life. You're going to feel more connected to family and home life this year, either through support or through the need to heal old emotional wounds. Conversations may surface with parents, siblings, or even long-term loved ones. Nostalgia runs deep, so create soft, peaceful home environment. Think candlelight, cozy nooks, and emotional safe places. If caregiving becomes part of your path this year, trust that this teaching is part of your emotional strength. Now moving on to friendship and social life. You're not in the mood for surface level connections this year. You crave deep, empathetic, and sacred spaces this year. So some friends may drift away, and that's okay. The ones that stay are the ones that are meant to stay. They're the ones that are meant to come in and will be aligning with your soul. They'll often mirror your values and your inner growth. Creative collaborations, women's circles, or even emotional safe friendship groups definitely do blossom in year 2. So I would say yes to smaller, more intimate gatherings. Big social events may feel draining this year for you. Now, moving on to personal development. Now, this is a year to develop emotional maturity, patience, diplomacy, and intuition. You're learning to balance your inner world, become a better listener, and feel rather than force. So, self-love practices are powerful this year. So this is anything that will soothe your nervous system and build your inner peace. This year's personal development may be less visible, but it's the foundation for your future strength. And the affirmation perfect for you would be, I bloom slowly and beautifully. beautifully. Now let's look at some key dates for 2006 before I break it down by month. So January through March. This is emotional insights, unexpected reconnections, a softening of pace. April through May, it's a more romantic and creative energy. June through July, boundaries are tested, so assert yourself with kindness. August through September, you step into your deeper alignment and your understanding. October through December, this is all about peace, healing, and emotional rewards that begin to arrive. And now let's look at your individual monthly horoscope. So January, the theme of the month is lightness, social joy, and creative communication. So start the year on a softer note. January encourages you to speak your truth gently, express yourself creatively, and build lighthearted connections. It's a time to socialize and to use humor to ease tension. Now moving into February, the theme of the month would be grounding, patience, and practical focus. This is a month to create emotional and physical stability, prioritize routine, organize, and emotional boundaries. Progress also may feel slow, but it will be steady, so strengthen your emotional foundation. Now for March, the theme is change, movement, and flexibility. So expect unexpected shifts in relationships or emotions. This is a month of emotional growth and flexibility. So be open to new people, new situations, but avoid overreacting impulsively. Moving on to April, the theme of the month is heart-centered services, relationships, and harmony. Now, this is a nurturing month, perfect for resolving emotional issues, deepening connections, and spending time with loved ones. Focus on creating peace and balance in your environment. Moving on to May. The theme of the month is solitude, reflection, and inner awareness. You may feel like withdrawing to process inner emotions, a powerful month for healing, meditation, and spiritual insights. So journaling and therapy can be very helpful in this emotional clarity. Moving on to June. June is all about empowerment, boundaries, and emotional maturity. So take time back for your emotional power. Stand firm, speak clearly, and value your worth in relationships. It's a good month to address any power imbalances in your personal or professional life. Moving on to July. July is all about letting go, closure, and emotional wisdom. Now, this is a soulful releasing month. Old wounds may resurface for closure, so it's a good time to end any toxic dynamics, forgive, and create space for new beginnings. Moving on to August. August is all about fresh starts in love and inner confidence. So after July's emotional work, you're ready to lead your heart. This is the time for renewed self-worth and for new beginnings in how to relate to others. Reclaim your independence. Moving forward to September. Now, September is all about intuitive sensitivity and spiritual relationships. This is a master number month, bringing high emotional awareness. You may experience deep soul connections or insights, so stay emotionally grounded and trust your inner voice. Moving on to October. October is all about connections, expression, and emotional playfulness. Lighter energy returns, communication more openly, and allow yourself to have fun. This is a great time for healing through laughters, conversation, or even creative outlets. Moving on to November. This is all about stability in emotions and practical love. November calls for structure in your emotional world. So commit to what and who supports your peace. Clarify relationship roles and rebuild anything that feels shaky. Moving on to December. Now, December is all about freedom, release, and emotional evolution. So, end of year by releasing emotional burdens and patterns that restrict your joy. Welcome change in how you relate and allow your heart to grow in freedom. Now, for all you lovely people who are having your personal year 2 in 2026, this is a year of gestation, grace, and growth behind the surface. It may not look flashy on the outside, but inside you're becoming deeply grounded, emotionally wise, and ready to receive good alignment with love, life, and purpose. So let the world rush ahead. You're learning the sacred art of right timing. When the flower is ready, it blooms. So comment below how you're looking forward to your year two and what you're hoping this year will bring for you. And please don't forget to subscribe and share this video with all your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching today. Hello and welcome to Astro Tina. This is your complete yearly and monthly horoscope for personal year 3 for the year of 2026. So a personal year 3 is like a cosmic spotlight turned on your inner artist, your communicator, your joyful self. After the emotional growth of personal year 2, this is your time to step out, speak up, and shine bright. You're meant to create, connect, express, and live more vibrantly this year. Now, this is a year for creative breakthroughs, social charm, and emotional healing through expression. It's also the time to say yes to fun, laughter, romance, and bold self-expression. First, I'll do a quick yearly overview followed by a monthly detailed horoscope as well. So now let's look at love and relationship. Now, if you're single, your love life might feel like a romantic comedy, unexpected, playful, and full of charming twists. You're highly magnetic this year, so don't be surprised if you attract multiple admirers. It's okay to explore your options. Now, if you're already in a relationship, things get lighter and more playful now. Now, if your connection has grown heavy, this year brings a chance to reconnect through shared joy, new adventure, or even creative collaborations. What I would say is watch for superficial connections or over-promising what you can't deliver. Now, the theme of the year is be authentic, speak your heart, and make room for both love and for laughter. Now, when we're moving on to career and purpose, this is a fantastic year for writers, artists, speakers, performers, designers, influencers, and entrepreneurs. Your ideas have spark. People are listening. You're more expressive, inspired, and confident in front of others. This is the year to start a podcast or YouTube channel, build a personal brand, write a book, take a creative course, and pitch your ideas. Even in traditional careers, your communication skills will definitely shine. So don't underestimate your influence. The key tip here would be to share your voice, collaborate, market yourself with confidence. Now moving on to money and finances. Money can flow in and out very quickly in a personal year 3. So while opportunities may come through creativity, networking, or new ideas, it's easy to overspend or invest in very shiny objects. So you may earn through creative work or side projects, but impulsive spending and emotional shopping are also real risks in year 3. So the smart strategy would be to keep track of your spending and invest in experiences or tools that support your creativity and your growth. Now let's look at health and vitality. Your health is deeply connected to your emotions and your expression this year. So when you're creatively blocked or emotionally suppressed, it may show up as fatigue, skin issues, or digestive discomfort. So this is a year to move, dance, sing, write, express, movement-based healing and expressive therapies. So like art therapy or dance are especially powerful. Things you want to watch out for are throat issues, voice strains, anxiety, or scattered energy. Best practices would be to prioritize your expressiveness, joyful movement, Zumba, yoga, dance classes, or even karaoke nights are wonderful in year 3. Now let's look at spirituality and inner growth. 2026 brings spiritual lessons about vulnerability, self-expression, and trusting your inner voice. Joy itself becomes a sacred practice this year. You'll heal old wounds by telling your story, finding your tribe, or finally saying what you've kept inside. Spirit may nudge you forward to write music, poetry, or even stage performance as a healing path. Now, spiritual tools to explore would be sound healing, voice work, journaling, and scripting, vision boards, and creative visualizations. The mantra I would say for you would be "My truth is my light." Now, moving on to family and home life. Now, home life feels dynamic this year. There may be reunions, parties, laughter, and more than usual. Spontaneity is definitely key, so you'll definitely have spontaneous connections this year. You might redecorate, throw gatherings, or bring in creative energy through art or music. Now, if there were tensions last year, now is the time to lighten up the mood. Humor definitely heals. One word of caution would be don't avoid deeper issues by sugarcoating everything. You need to find a balance between fun and emotional honesty. Now let's look at friendships and social life. You're likely to make a lot more friends this year, admirers and connections this year. Your charisma is up and your vibe is very contagious this year. So this is a great time to join clubs, attend events, be more active in social media. People are drawn to your authenticity and your flair. You may also outgrow certain friendships that feel too heavy, negative, or critical. So protect your joy. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your life, not dim it. Now, when we're looking at personal development, this is your year to find your voice, share your art, build your confidence. You're not just discovering your truth, you're learning how to express it clearly and powerfully. So, therapy, coaching, writing, performing classes can be transformative this year. So, you can do mirror work, and affirmations also work really well. You may also begin a personal healing journey around being seen, being heard, or not taking up space. So, the perfect affirmation would be I express myself fully, joyfully, and unapologetically. So, now let's look at your monthly numerology horoscope. So, January, the theme of January is discipline, focus, and laying foundations. So, you begin your expressive year with a grounding month. Time to organize your ideas, build solid routines, and put structure behind your creativity. Not flashy, but necessary. Moving on to February. February is all about change, adventure, and the social buzz. This month sparks excitement, unpredictability, and new interactions. So say yes to spontaneity, travel, or trying something outside your comfort zone. Just pace yourself. Moving on to March. March is all about heart connections, beauty, and emotional depth. Love, art, family matters also take center stage. This is a month of beautifying your life, expressing your love, and nurturing your closest relationships. Pouring emotions into your creations, pouring emotions into your relationships. Moving forward to April, April is all about inner peace, spirituality, and creative clarity. It's a more reflective month, encouraging solitude and inner refinement. So take space to think, meditate, or reconnect with your spiritual side. Now, artistic breakthroughs may also happen, but in silence. Moving on to May. May is power moves, it's performance, it's recognition. You step into the spotlight this month of May. This month favors career growth, leadership, and showing the world what you've got. Speak with confidence, but stay grounded in your integrity. Moving forward to June, June is all about emotional release, completion, and creative closure. A soulful and emotional charged month. Tie up loose ends and let go of what's creatively and emotionally draining for you. Channel your feelings into meaningful expressions. Moving forward to July, July is all about fresh spark, new direction, and self-expression. It's a refreshing energy that arrives in the month of July. This month encourages bold new beginnings, especially related to creative projects, personal growth, or public presence. So own your voice. Moving forward to August, August is all about intuition, emotional balance, and harmony. Now, relationships become more intuitive and meaningful in the month of August. This month is for gentle honesty, spiritual awareness, and using your words to soothe and heal. Vulnerability is your strength. Now, moving to September, September is all about peak creativity and personal expression. It's a double 3 energy month, supercharged for creative breakthroughs, communication, and romance and joy. So, this is your golden window to shine. Share your gifts with the world. October. October is all about grounding your art and and also building your value. So October asks you to get practical about your dreams, refine your projects, stabilize your finances, and also to bring your vision down to earth. Your creativity deserves structure. Moving forward to November. November is all about freedom, excitement, and unpredictable emotions. You might feel pushed in many directions. So embrace the playfulness and emotional risk this month, but don't overcommit. Be flexible and trust life's detours. Moving forward to the last month, and the theme is love, family, and emotional fulfillment. Now, the year ends with warmth. Celebrate love, share appreciation, and reflect on emotional lessons. Great for reconnecting with family and finding creative peace through gratitude. So, personal year 3, this is your year to dance with life again. Let joy lead, let creativity flow, let your truth be heard. You are the storyteller now, so be vivid, be vulnerable, be seen. So don't forget to comment below what you're looking forward to in your personal year 3. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Personal year 4, this is your yearly and monthly horoscope for 2026. So the theme for you is structure, discipline, stability, long-term vision. Now, after the expressive highs of personal year 3, 2026, your personal year 4, asks you to rebuild. Commit and get real. This is not the year for skipping steps or chasing shortcuts. It's all about foundations, discipline, and decision making, mature decision making. So think of yourself as an architect now. You're creating the scaffolding that will support your dreams for the next 5 years. So first, let me do a quick overview of different areas of your life, and that will be followed by your monthly horoscope. So in areas of love and relationships, if you're single, you may not be in the mood for casual flings this year. Instead, you're craving something real, loyal, stable, and future-oriented. If you have met someone, it could develop slowly but seriously. You may even reconnect with someone from your past who feels more grounded now. Now, if you're already in a relationship, this is a test and build year. So you may be tackling real life logistics together, finances, living arrangements, family planning. Communication needs to be practical and it needs to be honest. Now, if your relationship lacks long-term potential, it may fade. A word of caution here would be don't let work stress harden your heart. Love also needs tending to as well. Now let's move forward to career and purpose. Now, this is a powerful year for laying down roots, stabilizing your career, and commit to your goals. So promotions or raises are possible, but only if they're earned through effort, consistency, and results. So you may take on more responsibilities. So build a plan from scratch is something that you could also do. You could also return to school or training to sharpen your skills. Another thing you can do is rebrand yourself, reposition yourself for your work identity. You'll be working harder, but the payoff is worth it all in the long run. This is, the time where you have to grind now and grow later. That's the season we're looking at. So the main tip here would be focus on systems, habits, and time management. Stay organized. Now let's look at money and finances. This is the best year out of the 9-year cycle for financial planning and long-term investments. So your focuses should be on paying off debt, increasing your savings, building credit, creating sustainable income. So don't expect windfalls, but expect to feel more financially responsible and empowered by the year end. And a word of caution would be mindful of the scarcity mindset. This year is all about building, not hoarding. So be smart. Your strategies should be to invest in tools, software, or training that increases your long term income. Now let's look at health and vitality. This is a year to take your health seriously. Commit to a consistent schedule, sleep, diet, movement, hydration. It's less about intensity and more about consistency. Now, if there is a chronic or lingering issue pertaining to your health, get professional support. Here, prevention is key. This year, your body and your mind thrive on routine, not on chaos. Things you need to watch out for is back pain, joint issues, burnout, or rigidity. Now, best practices would be to build a healthy routine, build a daily rhythm. Morning routines, sleep hygiene are also very powerful this year. Now, let's look at spirituality and inner growth. Now, spiritual growth this year comes from alignment with your actions, not from escapism. This is a year to ask, do my choices match my values? Do they make me feel drawn to earth-based spirituality, ancestral wisdom, minimalist or intentional living, mindful, productive practices? So this is a great year for spiritual discipline. So you could do things like daily journaling, nature walks, structure your meditation. And a good mantra for you would be, I build my reality with intention and with integrity. Now let's move forward to family and home life. You may feel like you're taking on more family responsibilities this year, helping aging parents if you have, organizing finances, or becoming a source of stability for other people. Now, your home may require renovations, reorganization, or even a move based on practical needs such as job, school, finances. So you're basically called to being the rock, being steady, reliable, being present. Now, what I would say is don't shoulder it all alone. Ask for help when it's needed. You don't have to be a martyr to be dependable. Okay, let's move on to friendship and social life. You're less focused on going out and more focused on who's worth my time and my energy this year. Some friendships may fade if they're no longer matching your current lifestyle or your values, and that's okay. The friends that stay or the ones that enter now are likely to be more grounded, loyal, and aligned with your long-term goals. What I would say is be intentional, say no to distractions, and yes to people who help you grow. Now, let's look at personal development. This year matures you. You're being asked to level up your inner game, becoming more accountable, self-motivated, and focused. You're more likely to build better habits, learn about productivity. You're more likely to practice delayed gratification. Ask deeper questions about purpose and about legacy. You're not chasing a thrill, you're building something that lasts. So, the perfect affirmation would be each choice I make today builds the future I deserve. So, now let's move on to the monthly horoscope. So, January. The theme of the month is unexpected shifts and adaptability. The year kicks off with some changes and surprises. Be flexible as plans shift. Adaptability is key, but avoid impulsive decisions. Balance freedom with responsibility. Moving forward to February, which is all about home, family, and loving responsibility. This month grounds you in your personal life, so focus on family commitments, self-care, and beautifying your space. Strengthen relationships through consistency and compassion. Moving forward to March, March is all about inner clarity and mental focus. It's a quiet month, a month that favors solitude and intellectual development. So step back from distractions, analyze your long-term goals, and seek deeper meaning and planning your actions. So April. April is all about ambition, work, and financial building. This is a very powerful month to manifest success, take control of your career, or address financial matters head on. So stay focused and think strategically. Hard work does pay off. Now, May. May is all about release, reflection, and emotional maturity. This is a letting go month. Complete old projects or relationships that no longer align. Make space for what supports your long-term future, even if it's emotionally tough. Now, June. June is about new beginnings and practical leadership. A fresh cycle begins within your 4 year. So start something new, a system, a habit, a job. Lead with responsibility and lay the foundation for what you want to build. Now, July. July is all about emotional insights and it's also about relationship balance. A spiritually heightened month where emotional intelligence is your best asset. Balance logic with empathy and trust with your intuition when working with others. Now, moving on to August. August is all about lightness, creativity, and social interactions. A more playful, expressive month. So loosen up, bring some fun and creativity into your structured year. Express yourself through words, art, or connection. Moving on to September. September is a peak discipline and mastery month. This is your core 4 energy amplified. So focus on what matters, refine your systems, and double down on your long-term goals. Avoid any shortcuts. This is foundation setting month. Now, October. October is about disruption, freedom, and unexpected choices. Expect more shakeups. Okay, so maybe in plans or beliefs, don't resist change, but stay grounded in your values. It's a month for calculated risks, but not reckless moves. Now, moving on to November. November is all about responsibility in love and stability in home. So focus on your emotional foundation, your home, your family, love life. So take care of your people and let them take care of you. Stabilize relationships with compassion. And now moving on to December. December is all about spiritual integration and planning ahead. So December asks you to reflect on the year's efforts. Take time for rest and inner recalibration. So journal, plan quietly, and listen to your deeper wisdom so you can prepare for 2027. So personal year for this year may not feel flashy, but it's essential. You're being forged, matured, and prepared for long-term success. In a world of instant gratification, you're learning the sacred rhythm of slow, strong, and steady. So build your foundation now. Your future self will thank you later. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you have, please don't forget to comment below what you're looking forward to in your personal year 4. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Personal year 5, this is your yearly and monthly horoscope. Now, the theme of the year is change, freedom, adventure, and expansion. Now, after the hard work, structure, and discipline of personal year 4, personal year 5 comes in like a gust of wind to shake things up, open doors, and inject excitement back into your life. This is the year where the universe says, try something new. This is a year of surprises, progress, freedom, and forward movement, but only if you remain flexible and open. Think about it as a pivot year where anything can happen, especially if you're willing to let go of control. So let's begin by looking at love and relationship. Now, for those of you who are single, love may arrive in the most unexpected places. On a trip, online, through a spontaneous event. It's a magnetic year where you attract bold, adventurous people. And some may come and go quickly, so enjoy the ride. Now, for those of you who are already in a relationship, expect changes, a relocation, shifting dynamics, or redefinition of roles. If things feel stuck, you may rebel. However, this can also reignite passion if you allow space and excitement to re-enter the relationship. Now, a word of caution would be affairs and flirtations may tempt you, so choose wisely between temporary thrills and long-term value. And now let's move on to career and purpose. So career-wise, this is a wild card year. If you're stuck in a rut, the universe might nudge you or even shove you out of it. So new job offers, freelance work, entrepreneurial dreams, or career changes are all on the table. So you may travel for work, you may take a sabbatical or a career break. You could also launch a passion project or you could go digital or remote. You could also be drawn to media marketing events. Anything techie is also something you could do. Your ideas can gain attention, but only if you act on them very swiftly. So the best advice would be, to say yes to aligned opportunities. Don't fear pivoting. This is time where you can take those chances. Now, as far as money and finances, money may come from new and unexpected sources this year: commissions, side hustles, investments, or passive income. However, spending also will increase, especially around traveling, tech, and or even experiences. You may want more freedom with money, but avoid any get rich quick schemes or gambling with your financial security. What I would say is balance your budget between now and later. Avoid impulsive purchases that don't align with your big goals. Now, regarding health and vitality, your body needs motion this year. Stagnation equals frustration, so that's not going to work. Try new forms of movement: kickboxing, hiking, biking, dancing. Physical restlessness could show up in as symptoms as insomnia, muscle tension, or even mood swings. So this is a good year to break up old habits, especially addictions or unhealthy routines. You have momentum now, so use it wisely. What I would watch out for is accidents, injuries, or burnout from being overstimulated. Best thing to do is stay grounded through hydration, breath work, and also sleep hygiene. Now let's move forward to spirituality and inner growth. Spiritually, this year teaches the art of letting go. You may feel like you're being redirected, sometimes without warning. So trust it. Don't cling to what's crumbling. You're learning the impermanence of situations, how to flow instead of being forced. That discomfort often leads to growth. So explore such things as astrology, metaphysics, travel-based spirituality, or even journaling while in motion, like voice notes during walks. A good mantra for you would be: I surrender control and trust the adventure. Now, moving on to family and home life. Family life could involve big changes: someone moving in, someone moving out, or you relocate entirely. It may not always feel settled, but that's part of that energy. So some family tensions could rise if your new need for freedom conflicts with old expectations. You need to speak your truth, but with kindness. You may be the one saying, I need more space. What I would say is, don't make permanent decisions based on temporary chaos. Take your time. Now, moving on to friendship and your social life. You're highly social, magnetic, and curious this year. So expect new friendships from different backgrounds, cultures, and ideologies. You're learning how to be more open, less judgmental, and more adventurous in your connections. So old friends may fall away if they don't keep up with your pace or in your new direction. Best thing to do is say yes to invitations, travel with friends, and expand your tribe. Now moving on to personal development. You are not who you were last year, and you won't be the same person by the end of this one either. So expect rapid growth, identity shifts, and moments of reinvention. This is the year to cut your hair, change your wardrobe, get a new tattoo, start a blog, move to a big city, redefine your brand and your values. So a good affirmation for you would be something like, I evolve freely, fearlessly, and with purpose. And now let's look at your monthly horoscope. So, January. The theme of January is heart-centered responsibility and balance. The year opens with the need to balance freedom with responsibility. So, focus on family relationships and restoring emotional harmony. Avoid any escapism. You need to tend to what matters. Moving on to February. February is all about introspection and mental clarity. This is a quieter, more contemplative month, so step back, process emotions, and reflect on your path. Trust your inner voice more than the noise around you. Moving on to March. March is all about power, money, and bold moves. A dynamic month to take action on career, finances, or leadership goals. This is where you want to channel your bold energy. You want to focus on achievements. Think long term, act decisively. Moving forward to April, April is all about emotional endings and letting go. So release what's no longer aligned. Okay, this may be involving relationships, jobs, or beliefs. Allow space for closure and healing. It's making room for something better. Now, May is all about breakthroughs and brave beginnings. It's a double five energy. So your double five energy peaks. Expect five to bring you fast paced change, time to leap, start something bold, take a risk, and reinvent parts of your life. Just don't scatter your focus. Now, moving on to June. June is all about emotional sensitivity and connection. Now, after May's rush, June asks for softness. Slow down, listen more, work on healing and cooperation. Intuition is strong, so use it both in love and in business. Moving on to July. July is all about joy, expression, and creative flow. It's a fun, expressive month. So travel, socialize, or create. Explore art, write, or even find new friendships. Allow yourself to be more seen and more heard, but keep your commitments light. Now, moving on to August. August is all about practical focus and grounded action. It's a back to reality kind of month, so time to organize, stabilize, and take care of responsibilities. Rein in the distractions and bring structure to your wild ideas. Now, moving on to September. September is a peak five energy month. This is all about freedom, change, and expansion. So, this is your core 5 month in a 5 year. So, this is major turning point. So, travel, sudden opportunities, life shifts, embrace the unknown, but avoid anything that's reckless. Big breakthroughs are very possible this month. Now, moving on to October. October is all about love, beauty, and emotional harmony. This month softens the chaos. Reconnect with your loved ones, decorate your space, or nurture your body. It's a time to come home to yourself and to those who matter. Now, moving on to November. November is all about inner strength and spiritual awakening. So things do slow down again. Reflect, research, and focus on your self-development. You may need to, come to solitude to process the year of change. So let your soul catch up with your life. Now in December, December is all about completion, power, and reward. So end of the year is strong. This is a powerful time to consolidate your gains, make decisions, or launch something important. Reflect on all the things that you've conquered, and looking forward to what's ahead for 2027. So personal year 5, this is the year that is the reset year. So it may feel like a roller coaster, but it's leading you to the most liberating self. You're meant to be unpredictable, to be brave, and to be open now. So don't fight the winds of change, ride them. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Astro Tina. This is your yearly and monthly horoscope for personal year 6 for the year of 2026. So personal year 6 is all about responsibility, service, and commitment. Love, family, house, and home. Now, after the whirlwind that you have in personal year 5, 2026 slows things down so that you can focus on home, family, long-term stability. We're being asked to tend to the people and things that we care about while finding balance between our personal needs and the needs of those that we love. Now, this is a year of compassion, support, and healing, whether that means nurturing your family, growing your relationships, or tending to your own well-being. Now, let's look at love and relationship. Now, for those of you who are single, this year love feels like it's calling for something more than casual flings. You may feel the urge to commit, to find a partner who resonates with your long-term goals. Relationships that come into your life this year may feel more serious, even destined. So there's an emphasis on emotional maturity and stability. Now, if you're already in a relationship, then personal year 6 invites you to deepen your bond. This year could see important milestones like moving in together, engagement, marriage, or even growing a family. Your connection with your partner is nurtured through mutual support and shared responsibility. Now, I would say be wary of falling into the trap of over giving. Healthy relationships are all about mutual support, not imbalance. Now, let's move on to career and purpose. Now, in your career, personal year 6 calls for you to focus on building stability, whether that means investing in your current job or growing a business that serves others. You may be drawn to roles to which you can help, nourish, or teach. So fields like healthcare, counseling, education, or even home care are also highlighted. Now, if you've been considering a shift towards something more meaningful or service oriented, this is the year to make it happen. Your actions are grounded in responsibility, and you're likely to feel more fulfilled when you're able to give back. Now, I would say the rewards of this year come from doing what is in alignment with your heart and your values, not chasing success for the sake of achievement. Now, let's look at money and finances. Now, finances in personal year 6 require careful planning and nurturing. It's a year to focus on family obligations, investing in home and health, and long-term stability. Now, the emphasis is not on making quick gains, but on creating stable financial foundations. You may find yourself spending on home improvements, family needs, or even taking on extra responsibilities like supporting a loved one. Now, this could feel burdensome at times, but if you handle it with patience and foresight, the results will serve you well in the future. Now, I would say try to avoid impulsive purchases or the temptation to indulge in luxury. Keep your focus on long-term financial health. Now let's speak of health and vitality. Health-wise, this is a year to focus on your emotional well-being. Physical health may be solid, but your mental and emotional state needs extra care. Personal year 6 often brings up emotional wounds, whether from the past or in the present, and healing is the key. So consider engaging in self-care rituals such as therapy, meditation, holistic treatments to release any emotional blockages. You may feel more drawn to homeopathic or even alternative medicines, which will be more appealing to you in the year 6. So some things to watch out for is stress from overcommitment. So make sure to take time for yourself as well. And best practices would be balance should be your mantra. So work and life balance needs to be practiced, emotional balance, and taking time out for yourself. Now let's speak on spirituality and inner growth. Now, spiritual growth in personal year 6 often comes through service to others and emotional well healing. This is a time when you feel like you're more drawn to spiritual practices that center around compassion, forgiveness, and nurturing. You may be exploring themes of karma, family ties, or ancestral healing. So, seeking to understand the role of family and love in your spiritual journey. Now, this is a wonderful year to deepen your connection with the divine or with nature, especially in ways that bring peace to your heart and your home. Now, a good mantra for you would be, I serve with love and create harmony within. Now, let's look at family and home life. Now, for family life, this takes center stage in personal year 6. There's a deep desire to nurture and care for and protect your loved ones. This could mean providing support for your partner, raising children, or caring for aging parents. So domestic life may be a bit busier this year with extra responsibilities at home. Now, moving or home improvements are also possible this year. You might feel the urge to create a more stable, comfortable living environment, one that supports the well-being of everyone in the household. Now, I would say be cautious while you're focused on others. Don't forget to take care of yourself as well. Don't overburden yourself with everybody else's needs. So a good tip would be to foster a sense of harmony at home by simplifying life and encouraging everyone so that they feel loved and they feel supported. Now let's move on to friends and your social life. So, your social circle may feel a bit more intimate this year, with the focus on deepening existing relationships rather than expanding your network. So, you may be drawn to people who need your help or support, or those who share similar life values. Now, friendships will likely be more emotionally fulfilling than expansive or adventurous. So, you may need to give or receive emotional support. So, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Now let's move on to personal development. Now, year six encourages personal growth through responsibilities. It's a year to heal, build deeper emotional intelligence, and integrate all that you're learning through love, compassion, and commitment. Now, if you've been running from emotional issues or avoidance, this year will likely bring them up and they will definitely need to be addressed. However, the year also offers the healing energy to work through them and to become out stronger. So this year's personal growth is less about radical change and more about mature, mindful evolution. You'll grow emotionally, spiritually, and in your relationship with others. A good affirmation for you would be, I nurture myself and others with love and responsibility. And now let's look at the monthly horoscope. So, January. January is a month of reflection and spiritual clarity. The year begins with introspection. Spend time in solitude to reconnect with your truth. This is a time to tune in, not rush out. So listen to your inner wisdom before making emotional decisions. Now, moving on to February. The theme is financial focus and empowerment. So you're called to take charge, especially in money, work, or family roles. So be bold, but be balanced. There may be tension between your personal duties and professional drive. So stay grounded and stay fair. Moving on to March. The theme of March is emotional closure and compassion. This month is all about forgiveness, healing, and letting go. Whether it's an old wound or a relationship pattern, you're asked to release with grace and focus on love, not control. Moving on to April. April is about new beginnings in love and life. So it's a time of it's like a fresh chapter in life, especially in your home, relationship, and creative projects. You need to take initiative, but with heart. What you plant now will grow strong under your care and under your commitment. Now, moving on to May. May is an emotional sensitive month. Okay, this is all about emotional sensitivity and soul bonding. A deeply intuitive month. You may feel more emotionally raw during this month, but also more in tune with others. It's a great time for healing, having those healing conversations. It's a good time for romance and spiritual connection. Now, moving on to June. June is all about joy, beauty, creative expression. This is your core six energy amplified. A perfect month to beautify your space, express love, host gatherings, or start artistic pursuits. Let love and creativity flow freely. Now, moving on to July. Now, July is all about foundations and emotional security. So focus on the nuts and bolts of your home life, like budgets, repairs, routines. It's a practical month to secure what you need to do and what needs to be cared for the most. So build structure that supports your emotional world. Now, moving on to August. August is all about change in the family dynamics or change in your lifestyle. So expect shifts, maybe in your household, your relationships, your responsibilities, but you need to be flexible. There could be a move, there could be a new family member, or there could be role changes that are also possible. So you need to have freedom through adaptability. You have to be really good with adapting to the new changes that are coming for the month of August. Now, moving on to September. September is all heart-centered healing and harmony. This is your peak 6 month in your 6th year. So you're having a double six energy here. So it's a powerful time for commitment, healing, love, marriage, reconciliation, family bonding, or even pregnancy themes are highlighted during the month of September. Now, moving on to October. October is all about sacred solitude and soul integration. After September's warmth, October invites solitude and self-care. Rest, retreat, listen to your heart and your spirit. Reassess your values and your emotional boundaries. Moving on to November. Now, November is all about financial empowerment and emotional maturity. You're called to step up in work and in your relationships here. You need to own your power while staying heart-centered. Finances, authority, or family leadership could also be in focus. Now let's look at the final month, December. It's all about completion, forgiveness, and it's a full circle month. So close the year by letting go of expectations and celebrating the love that you give and the love that you receive. Endings this month are meant to bring peace, not pain. So, personal year 6, it's a time to focus on balance, love, and commitment. You're being called to build a foundation of nurturing and responsibility that will support your future. While the focus is on others, remember that self-care is essential for long-term success. Now, this is a year of harmonizing your life and your relationships, of healing old wounds, and of building something that will last, a home, a family, or a legacy. Please comment below what you're looking forward to in your personal year 6. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And while you're at it, don't forget to press that bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Welcome to Astro Tina. This is your personal year 7 yearly and monthly horoscope for the year of 2026. Now, personal year 7 brings a deeper, more introspective energy. After the dynamic and sometimes chaotic years of personal year 5 and 6, this year calls for a time of reflection, self-discovery, and spiritual growth. This is a spiritual year, one that asks you to turn inwards and connect with your higher self. The focus is less on external achievements and more on internal developments. So expect a period of quiet introspection where you feel drawn to explore your spiritual beliefs, life's purpose, and personal truths. The lesson of personal year 7 often comes through a sense of detachment, disconnection from the material world, as you seek a more deeper sense of the meaning of life. Now let's look at every area of your life, beginning with love and relationships. For those of you who are single, in personal year 7, love may take a backseat to your spiritual journey. You may find yourself less interested in casual relationships and more focused on inner world. If you're engaged with someone, the connection is likely to feel deeply spiritual or intellectual, as you seek a partner who can understand and appreciate your need for personal growth and introspection. Now, if you're already in a relationship, then relationships may feel like they require a lot of space and a lot of reflection this year. You may want to take time alone to process emotions or focus on your personal goals. While this can sometimes create distance, it can also allow you more personal growth and a deeper understanding of what you need from your partner. Now, something to avoid is withdrawing. So avoid withdrawing so much that you neglect your partner's needs, because healthy communication is definitely a key in this year. Now looking at career and purpose. In your career, personal year 7 encourages you to take a step back and evaluate your current path. It's a year to reflect on whether your work aligns with your true calling and your spiritual goals. You may feel like you're on a bit of a lull, but this is a necessary pause for your growth. This isn't necessarily the year to make bold career moves or to take on new projects. Rather, it's a time to reassess your old long-term career goals and ask yourself if your job is fulfilling on a deeper level. This could involve spiritual or educational paths as well, or a move into a field that feels more meaningful to you. So I would say focus on personal development, learning new skills, taking courses, or engaging in spiritual practices that enhance your sense of purpose. Now let's look at money and finances. Finances in personal year 7 are best managed with a slow, steady approach. This year is not about making big financial moves, but rather protecting and maintaining what you have. You may find that material pursuits are less important this year, and your energy shifts towards spiritual fulfillment or personal growth rather than financial gain. You may feel a desire to simplify your life, cutting back on unnecessary spending in favor of investing in personal growth or spiritual endeavors. So avoid the temptation to make risky investments or to chase any quick wealth. And a word of caution would be to resist the urge to neglect any personal matters because balance is important. Now, looking at health and vitality. In personal year 7, mental health and spiritual well being are just as important as physical health. You may feel the need to retreat and spend more time alone to recharge. It's a great time for mindful meditation and other practices that center your mind and your soul. Now, physically, you may feel a bit more sensitive than usual, and it's important to prioritize rest and mental relaxation. Now, if you've been dealing with any kind of chronic conditions, you may find that introspection and slowing down can lead to healing. Now, best practices would be to engage in spiritual or calming activities like yoga, journaling, or nature walks to find balance. Now, let's look at spirituality and inner growth. Now, personal year 7 is a spiritual year at its core. So you're likely to feel a strong pull towards inner reflection, soul searching, and discovering deeper truths about your life. Now, this is a time for self-discovery and awakening. So expect to be more drawn to anything that's mystical, anything that's spiritual, and philosophical pursuits. You may even begin to question old beliefs or to feel a desire to explore new spiritual practices that resonate more deeply with your evolving sense of self. Now, I would say that your best mantra would be, I trust the wisdom within and open my heart to deeper truths. Now let's look at family and home life. In personal year 7, you might find yourself needing more space from your family or your home life. Now, this is not because you don't care, but because you need time to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your inner self. Now, if there's tension in the family, in the relationships, it may be related to personal need for space to heal and to grow. Now, while family and home are important, this year calls for personal boundaries. So it's okay to take a step back if you need to, and your family may need to understand your need for time alone. What I would caution against is don't isolate yourself to the point of disconnection. So stay engaged with your loved ones, but allow yourself the time to reflect. Now let's look at friends and social life. Your social life in personal year 7 is likely to be much quieter. So you may feel more introverted or selective about who you're spending time with, seeking intellectual or spiritual connections rather than superficial relationships. Friendships that foster deep, meaningful conversations will thrive. However, you may feel a desire to withdraw from social events that may feel draining or unauthentic to you. So trust your instincts about who truly supports your growth. Now let's look at personal development. Personal year 7 is a time for deep personal development. You're on a journey of spiritual awakening, self-discovery, and inner growth. It's less about what you accomplish on the outside and more about what's happening on the inside. This year invites you to peel back the layers of your personality, your past, and your spiritual beliefs through self-reflection, journaling, or therapy. You can uncover hidden truths, and that will help you evolve into your true self. And a really good affirmation would be, I embrace my inner journey, trusting that the path will reveal my purpose. So now let's look at the months individually. So January is all about power and practical decisions. Though you're in a spiritual year, January brings a material focus. Making financial decisions wisely would be in your benefit. You may feel tension between outer achievement and inner calm, so balance is important here. Moving on to February, which is emotional closure and healing. This is a time of letting go of old stories, old guilts, or relationships that no longer align with who you are now. It is a tender, intuitive month, so compassion for yourself is definitely key. Moving on to March. March is all about new spiritual paths or solo projects. So you'll get a burst of new energy which arrives in the month of March. So you might start a creative or a self-study pursuit or feel more motivated to develop your intuition. So trust your gut, new insights are emerging. April April's all about soul bonds and quiet support. It's spiritually a sensitive month. So connections will deepen, not through noise, but through presence and empathy. Let your relationships soften you, not distract you. In May, the theme is expression through creativity or teaching. So you're invited to speak, write, or share your knowledge. Use your introspective gifts to inspire others, even if you prefer staying behind the scenes. June. June is all about building inner strength, inner structure, and trusting the process. This month grounds you. It creates daily habits that support your mental health, your study, and spiritual practices. So build a container for your growth. It's not glamorous, but it's sacred. So it's a very important month for you. Now, July. July is all about inner change and mental breakthroughs. So, the most dynamic month of the year, you might feel restless or even seek freedom. Even if you're on a solo trip, new ideas, shift in your mindset, allow movement without scattering your energies, because this is a month of change. Now, August. August is all about emotional responsibilities and love as a mirror. So, relationships ask for your attention, especially family or romantic ones. You're learning how to care without codependency. Now, compassion meets boundaries this month. Now, let's look at September. September is all about soul peak and clarity and solitude. This is your core 7 month in your 7 year cycle. So, a time for deep spiritual insight, meditation, therapy, dream work, or nature retreats are very powerful now. The answers you're seeking do arrive. October. October is all about real world results from inner work. So you may see tangible outcomes from quiet effort. Whether it's in business or healing, use your intuition as your compass and trust that aligned action will bear fruit. Moving on to November. November is all about that final release and emotional wisdom. It's a karmic clearing. Endings may occur, but it is purposeful. This is a time to shed illusions, forgive deeply, and accept what is. This is the final sweep before renewal. Now, December. This is the new soul vision. You're closing the year with a renewed sense of self. After so much internal work, now you glimpse what's next. A seed is planted, and it may take root next year, but it's alive now. So, personal year 7 is all about inner reflection, spiritual awakening, and seeking truth. This year will ask you to retreat inward, to reassess your life's direction, and to discover deeper meaning and fulfillment. While the external world may feel less active, the inner work that you do this year will set the stage for greater clarity and purpose in the years to come. This is your time to heal, reflect, and grow spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. So take the time to connect with your inner wisdom and trust that the universe is guiding you towards the answers that you seek. If you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you're looking forward to in your personal year 7. Welcome to Astro Tina. This is your personal year 8 horoscope for the year of 2026. So first I'll do the yearly and then the monthly horoscope. So personal year 8 is the year focused on manifesting your goals, achieving success, and creating abundance. It's a year of empowerment where you're called to take control of your life and practical steps towards your dreams. Now, this is a year of material success and financial growth, but it also requires balance, responsibility, and strategic action. Now, it's a year to step into your power and to trust that you have the tools to manifest what you desire. While personal year 8 can be a year of significant accomplishments, it also brings lessons in balance and responsibilities. It's not just about achieving, it's about achieving it in a way that aligns with your higher good and your long-term goals. This year is a powerful one, but it asks you to manage your resources both financially and personally in a very wise way. So let's look at love and romance. So as far as love and relationships, if you're single, Personal year 8 may bring a focus on empowerment and self-confidence, which could make you more attractive to potential partners. However, the relationships that form this year are likely to be more serious and focused on long-term potential rather than fleeting connections. Now, if you enter into a relationship this year, it may come with significant responsibilities and deeper commitment. Now, for those seeking love, this year offers an opportunity to build a relationship based on mutual respect and shared values. The key is to find someone who respects your independence and your ambition, as your personal year 8 comes with desires for personal power and a need to build something substantial. Now, if you're already in a relationship, if you're in a partnership, this year may bring both challenges and growth. You also will face power struggles that also can emerge, and you may need to work on achieving balance and mutual respect with your partner. While it's a time for growth, it's important to maintain an equitable relationship dynamic. Open communication and shared goals will help you navigate any challenges. Now let's look at career and purpose. In your career, personal year 8 is all about taking charge and manifesting your professional goals. This year brings opportunities for promotion, business growth, or taking on leadership roles. If you've been working hard to build your career, this year may bring the fruits of your labor, with the chance of recognition and financial rewards. Now, this is a year to make something happen in your career, whether it's securing a major deal, launching a new business, or taking on leadership role. Personal year 8 is all about ambitious and like being very ambitious and being very assertive, making smart decisions, and having a balanced approach to your work life. Now let's move on to money and finances. So money and finances are a key theme in personal year 8. This year is about building financial stability, security, and abundance. So whether you're focused on growing your wealth, investing wisely, or expanding your business, this is the year to take practical steps towards building a strong financial foundation. You may feel more driven to take risks in your financial life, but remember that calculated risks are key. While personal growth and spiritual pursuits may take the back seat this year, this is a time to focus on your practical achievements. Your financial goals will come through hard work, dedication, and strategic decision making. Now, I would caution, avoid impulsive decisions, especially in financial matters. Success comes through steady progress and wise investments. So for health and vitality, in personal year 8, your physical health will be impacted by the intensity of your goals and your ambition. While this year can bring tremendous energy and drive, it's important to balance your work with time for rest and rejuvenation. The physical demands of your year may leave you feeling exhausted. And if you don't prioritize self-care, managing stress is important, as the drive to succeed may push you to overexert yourself. So make sure to incorporate relaxation and healthy habits into your routine to prevent any burnout. So it's important to take time for regular exercise, eating healthy, and stress management to maintain your vitality throughout the year. Now let's take a look at spirituality and inner growth. Personal year 8 encourages you to focus on spiritual maturity and personal responsibility. This is not a year of dynamic spiritual shifts, but rather one of building stability and balance in all areas of your life. You may feel drawn to examine how your spiritual beliefs align with your material goals. Success in personal year 8 is about finding harmony between your worldly ambition and your higher purpose. Now, this year encourages you to become more accountable for your actions and your decisions. You may experience a higher level of wisdom as you realize that spiritual growth and material success can coexist when approached with balance and integrity. So the key focus here for you would be accountability, personal responsibility, and aligning your actions with your higher purpose. A really good mantra for you would be, I am empowered, balanced, and committed to achieving my highest potential. Now let's move forward to family and home life. So in personal year 8, the demands of your career and material pursuits may leave little time for family and home life. However, achieving success and wealth is not the end goal. It's about creating balance in all the areas of your life. So you might find that your focus on career and financial growth causes strain on family relationships if you don't consciously manage your time and energy. So it's important to set boundaries between home and work life and make time for your loved ones. Now, if you're starting a family or growing a family, this year brings the opportunity to build a stable and secure foundation for the future. So focus on creating a balanced home environment that supports your financial growth without sacrificing personal relationships. Now let's look at friends and social life. Now, socially, personal year 8 encourages you to form meaningful and supportive connections. You'll be drawn to people who share your ambition, drive, and sense of responsibility. This is not the year for shallow connections, but rather for building relationships that can help you achieve your long-term goals. You may find yourself more focused on business connections or building a network of like-minded individuals who share your vision of success. Now, friendships that provide both emotional and practical support will be important this year. And now let's look at personal development. Personal year 8 is the year of empowerment and growth. So you will be called to step up, take responsibility for your life, and focus on manifesting your dreams. This year will provide the opportunity to achieve what you've worked hard for, but it also requires that you be strategic, disciplined, and committed to your goals. So this is a great time for personal development through self-discipline, learning new skills, and strengthening your leadership abilities, whether through formal education, mentorship, or personal growth programs. You will be focused on developing yourself in a way that aligns with your greater life. A good affirmation would be, I am empowered, capable, and worthy of achieving my highest goals. And now let's look at your monthly horoscope, beginning with January. Now, the theme of January is to let go and rise higher. So you begin the year by releasing what no longer serves you in the long-term vision. So endings now clear the space for new, powerful beginnings. Reflect on what no longer aligns with your ambitions. Now moving on to February. February is about fresh ambitions and strategic starts. A new beginning in business, health, or leadership. Use this energy to ignite a big project or to set bold intentions, especially where money and career are concerned. Moving on to March. March is about partnerships and diplomacy. This is a more emotionally sensitive month. Collaborations, contracts, team efforts arise. So lead with grace, not force. Empathy can strengthen your position. Now moving on to April. April is all about visibility, expression, and impact. You're more expressive and influential this month. So use your voice, use your brand, build your brand. And be on the platform to share your message. Don't hold back. Your charisma is magnificent. Moving on to May. May is all about discipline and grounded progress. It's a very productive month. So productive and demanding month. So focus on long-term systems, money management, and building structures. This is not a time for shortcuts. Solid work pays off. Now moving on to June. June is all about change in power and lifestyle. So expect shifts in your personal and professional life. Promotions, leadership transitions, or financial moves are likely. So embrace change without losing any focus on your mission. Now moving on to July. July is about responsibility in relationships. So your personal life asks for your attention, and you may need to balance your ambition with your emotional commitments, especially in family, love, and caregiving. Now moving on to August. August is all about inner power and spiritual realignment. Now mid-year brings a slowdown for soul recalibration. So sit back and evaluate your motives, your ethics, and your deeper purpose behind your goals. Silence is your teacher this month. Now moving on to September. So September is your peak power month. This is your core 8 month in your 8 year. So it's a major moment of manifestation, recognition, and financial opportunities. Step into your leadership fully. This is your time to shine. Now moving on to October. October is all about completion and power with purpose. In this month, you're asked to release your ego anything that's ego-driven goals, and you need to focus on impact-driven ones instead. So give back, mentor, or support a cause. This is legacy level energy, so use it wisely. Now moving on to November. November is a turning point towards the future. A very powerful new beginning is brewing. Now you may feel that the first urge to pivot towards a new goal, a new job, new identity. Embrace the evolution and trust your instincts. December. December is all about humility, patience, and inner peace. You close the year with a softer energy. Rest, reflect, and reconnect with your emotional world. True power doesn't push, it listens. So personal year 8 is about taking control, building success, and manifesting your dreams into reality. This is a year of empowerment, but it requires responsibility, strategic action, and balance. Now you're in the powerful position to create lasting success, but the key to making it sustainable is staying grounded and managing your resources wisely. So take charge of your career, your finances, and your personal growth, and trust that the work that you're putting in this year will lead to long-term fulfillment and achievement. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please comment below what you're looking forward to in your personal year 8. And also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And while you're at it, press that bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Astro Tina. This is your personal year 9 horoscope, yearly and monthly predictions for the year of 2026. So personal year 9 is a year of endings, completions, and transformation. It's the final year of a 9-year cycle, offering a time to reflect, release, and what no longer serves you, and prepare for a new cycle that will begin with the personal year 1 in 2027. So it's a year to tie up loose ends, to say goodbye to what no longer is aligning with your soul's purpose, and make space for new opportunities and growth. While personal year 9 can feel like a year of letting go, it's also a year of universal love, compassion, and serving others. The energy of this year encourages healing, forgiveness, and spiritual growth, making it a time to release any lingering emotional baggage, close any chapters, and allow transformation to take place. This is a year to surrender. Surrender to the flow of life, knowing that the universe is preparing for your next phase of your journey. Now, the completion of this cycle opens the door to new possibilities. And though it may feel like a time of loss, it is ultimately a time of clearing space for new beginnings. So let's begin by looking at love and relationships. Now, if you're single, personal year 9 may bring a period of healing and release in your love life. If you've been holding onto a relationship or emotional attachments that no longer serve you, this year may provide the opportunity to let go. You might find yourself moving on from past relationships and making space for new, healthier connections in the future. This is not the year for new romantic beginnings, as much as it is a year of emotional release and healing. Now, if you find yourself reflecting on past relationships, it is an opportunity to forgive and heal old wounds so that you can move forward freely in the future. Now, if you're already in a relationship, then personal year 9 may bring challenges related to letting go of old patterns or old hurts. This is a time to heal emotional wounds within the partnership. It may also be a time to release relationships that have outlived their purpose, allowing you both to move forward on your individual paths of growth. This is a transformative year for relationships, so expect deep healing and potential closures. So let's look at career and purpose. In your career, personal year 9 is all about completing projects, bringing closure to chapters that have been open for way too long. You may feel that some of your career goals and ambitions are winding down, or it's time to release any outdated positions or projects that no longer resonate with your current vision. This is a year of emotional release regarding your professional path. Now, if you've been involved in projects that no longer align with your true calling, this is a time to move away from them. It's not a year for starting major new ventures, but rather a year of completing, re-evaluating them, and preparing to step into something new next year, because Next year is year 1, where new opportunities and new beginnings, new cycles begin. So in order for that new cycle to begin, something needs to close and make space for that new beginning. And now let's look at money and finances. In money and finances, personal year 9 may bring opportunities to clear financial clutter and release any material attachments that no longer serve you, especially in your long-term goals. You may feel compelled to simplify your financial life by paying off debts or even letting go of assets that have been almost like a burden. So this year is about being emotionally detached from material wealth, focusing more on spiritual growth and emotional fulfillment rather than financial accumulation. However, this does not mean financial loss. Rather, it's an opportunity to release anything that's weighing you down financially and emotionally. So it's a good time to donate, clear debt, or even to downsize if needed. The goal here is to achieve a more simplified, lighter approach to money and material possessions. One thing I would say is avoid making impulsive financial decisions. Instead, focus on freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. Moving on to health and vitality. In personal year 9, your health may be impacted on a more emotional and spiritual release you're experiencing this year. As you go through the process of letting go and clearing the past, you may feel a need to detox, both physically and emotionally. This year is about releasing emotional baggage and healing past traumas. This may manifest in a desire to detoxify your body or even make changes in your overall lifestyle, focusing on healing, self-care. So emotional health is just as important as your physical health this year. And taking time to nurture both will allow for deeper healing. So engage in activities like yoga, meditation, or even journaling to support your emotional and physical detoxification process. Now let's look at spirituality and inner growth. Now, personal year 9 is a deeply spiritual and transformative year. It encourages you to focus on healing and forgiveness, releasing anything that no longer aligns with your spiritual path. This year is about spiritual closure and preparing for a new beginning in the coming year. So you may find yourself called to serve others, whether through volunteering, giving back, or offering emotional support to those in need. This is a year where you may feel deeper connection to universal love and compassion. It's also a time to release old spiritual beliefs that no longer serve you and to allow yourself to grow into something new. So something that aligns more with this new version of yourself. This year marks the culmination of spiritual growth from the past 9 years, preparing you for the next phase. So the key things to focus here on are forgiveness, spiritual healing, and also releasing of old energies that no longer serve your higher purpose. Now looking at family and home life. In family and home life, personal year 9 can bring about a period of change and restructuring. You may need to release old family dynamics or make decisions to move forward from situations that have become stagnant or unhealthy for you. Now, this year is about closing old chapters in family relationships, whether it's letting go of old grudges, healing past wounds, or even preparing for a physical move. The energy of the year encourages you to create a more peaceful and harmonious home environment. So there may be a sense of closure around family matters, allowing you to enter a new cycle with fresh perspective. Now let's look at friendship and social life. Socially, personal year 9 is a time to release friendships and relationships that no longer feel healthy or align with your personal growth. You may find yourself letting go of friends or social connections that have been toxic, draining, or simply no longer support your journey. While this year may feel lonely at times, it's actually an opportunity for deeper personal reflection and for healing. The friends who remain in your life will be those that truly support and uplift you. So let go of those ones that no longer do, because they're not meant to be part of your story. Now let's look at personal development. Personal year 9 is a time for personal growth through completion and release. And you may feel drawn to reflect on your life and examine what you've learned over the past 9 years. Now, this year is about closing old chapters, forgiving yourself, and letting go of any limiting beliefs or even patterns that you've held on to. It's also a year to focus on service to others, which can lead to a deeper sense of self-fulfillment and growth. So embrace the idea of transformation, knowing that this year marks the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. So a great affirmation for you would be, I release what no longer serves me and open myself up to the possibility of new beginnings. And now let's break it down by month. So January. The theme is independence. So you start the year with a fresh energy, but it's short-lived, more like a preview of what's coming for 2027. So act as if you're inspired, but don't force long-term commitments just yet. February. It's about emotional sensitivity and soulful connections. This month calls for heart-centered communication and forgiveness. Relationships may come full circle, so be gentle with yourself and with others. Old wounds may resurface for healing. Moving on to March. March is about expression and release. So share your emotions through art, writing, or honest conversation. This is a very cathartic month, so don't bottle up what needs to be expressed. Vulnerability is a gift this month. Now moving on to April. April, the theme is clean house inside and out. So clear the clutter physically, mentally, emotionally. Finish unfinished projects, set boundaries that support your emotional well-being, so stability comes through structure. Now, May. May is the month of change, breaking free and to breathe. So big shifts may surprise you. You could have travel plans, moves, emotional shakeups. Embrace change instead of resisting it. This is freedom disguised in chaos, so stay flexible. June. June is a month of love, responsibility, and karmic ties. A very powerful month for love and family. You may reconcile or part ways with significant relationships. So give where you're needed, but don't self-sacrifice. Now, July. July is about deep soul reflection. Pull back to reflect. This is a quiet month for spiritual insight and personal growth and personal truth. So detach from the noise and go inward. You will gain clarity on what's truly over. Now, August. August is about karmic justice and material lessons. So money, contracts, and power struggles may surface. What you've earned, what's good, what's bad, what comes back, let go of the things that you have no control over. So let go of the need to control outcomes. Focus on integrity. September. Now, September is a core 9-month, completion and farewell. This is the culmination of the 9-year cycle. Major endings, emotional breakthroughs, and spiritual maturity mark this month. So let go, grieve if needed, trust what's clearing. Now, October. October is the seeds of a new chapter. You're starting to get a glimpse of your future. Energy shifts. You might start preparing for 2027's fresh cycle now. So align yourself with this new purpose. November. November is compassion and closure with others. So forgive and make peace. Old wounds may resurface and may reappear for final healing. So be kind. Even if you're saying goodbye, closure isn't just for them. It's also for your soul as well. Now, December. December is about celebration, release, and lightness. End of the 9-year cycle with joy. Celebrate what you've survived, what you've learned, and what you have released. Let laughter and gratitude carry you into the new cycle. If you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to comment below what you're looking forward to in year 9. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to press that bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.